like I'm incredible. I'm just trying to meet you. I need my wisdom in my ear. I swear I'm tempted to take it in. Free forgot it every day, but I'm just on the way to good. I need to take a million times. Go down and go pick up a pen. Hop in the booth, giving my all. I'm going all in for the win. Eating out my flow, incredible. The shit we doing. Hope we don't get booked and then go federal. Incarcerated, most people gon' leave them trying. Let you know ain't stingy, but these bullets get so hope if I'ma let them go. Yeah, I'ma let them go. I'll do it, so let it go. Go to where the heart of love, but I'm a different breed. Party as I had to paint them up to a melody. All I know, it be I'm sure it could have been easily. They came and leave me, I got the why they hate me. I remain the same that I get laid up in that graveyard. Bless up, one and all, and welcome to the Troy Graham Experience, the Drive By series. This when I just do a little short drive by, come in and do a little short thing. But as I stated, this is the Troy Graham Experience, and I am the aforementioned Troy Graham. I've been seeing most people are talking about Wilder versus Zhang and this and that. Well, I hope everybody's having a blessed New Year so far and just living a good, positive, peaceful, productive life, right? Before I get into the proceedings. But, you know, boxing, if you follow it and you get to know its moods and its flows. Very, very simple. You just have to follow it and you'll understand its moods and its flows. Very simply put, as the title says, the Wilder Zhang lie ain't gonna happen. Let's take a walk through Mr. Wilder's history first before we get into Mr. Zhang here. Throughout his history, he's been carefully guided to who he would fight. I mean, right? We all know that his claim to fame is that he beat Luis Ortiz twice, which, if someone could explain to me why that was so special, because we don't know who Luis Ortiz beat. And can anybody tell me? Anybody? Okay. Well, we'll touch back on that a little later. So that's his claim to fame. The only man to stop Luis Ortiz twice. Yeah, great, wonderful. Yeah. And if you look at all his other matches, they've been carefully choreographed, if not very carefully scouted. Hence the Tyson Fury debacle, right? And then let's get real with it now. Deontay Wilder has not had a meaningful win since 2019. And if you want to go back even further, his other meaningful win was in 2018. And guess who that was? You guessed it, both times, 2018, 2019, Luis Ortiz. You got it. You're a great audience. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Anyway, so now you're going to tell me that he's going to step in here with one Mr. Zhang, big, southpaw, puncher, boxer, can take a punch. And to be very blunt, pardon my French, he gives no fucks in that ring. He is a stone cold killer. If you don't hit him and hurt him, or if you don't outlast him and outbox him, he's coming for you with no hesitation, with no mercy, nothing. He will mow you down, he will walk through you, and he will drop you, just as the juggernaut. Okay, Mr. Joyce. Now, where in Wilder's history did they ever put him in with a guy like this? He's not just a talented fighter, but he can punch and he's big and he has a strong will. When has he ever fought anyone with that combination? First of all, the physical aspects of who he is and the skill, but then the mental capacity of what he brings into the ring. When has Wilder ever fought any person like that? He did nothing against Joe Joyce, who Joe Joyce really is in the twilight of his career, just like Wilder is. So why now in his twilight would he take on such a dangerous man as Mr. Zhang? As my as as my good friend over there, Counterpunch says, bars. But yeah, why would he now take on Mr. Zhang? That's not really in the plan, is it? Tell the truth. This is a thing that fighters do. Fighters whose stock has fallen. You know, they used to be in the limelight and their stock has fallen because they haven't done anything relevant in years. They they make themselves more relevant by talking up fights that they know that they're really not going to take, but they get their fanatics, and Wilder's fans, especially on YouTube, are freaking fanatics. All right, they get their fanatics all hype and stuff, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight Zhang." No, he's not. I bet you 30 days gonna pass, no fight. You're not gonna hear of any. Nobody's talking. There's no negotiation. 60 days gonna fight. No negotiations. It's not going to happen. Okay. If he couldn't get past Tyson Fury, who is nothing like this guy, Tyson Fury walked him down, and Tyson Fury is not a puncher like this guy is. He doesn't have that meanness like this guy does, right? And he has an ability to slip punch. Now he takes punches. Make no mistake about that. Mr. Zhang does take punches, but he also can slip punches as well. The only way to beat Mr. Zhang really is to outbox him, and if you and or just to wear him down enough to where you could take him out. You know, you keep that jab popping. You step to the opposite of his power hand, and you just keep moving on him, right? But you don't you don't Wilder. Where in Wilder's history has he ever been labeled a skilled boxer? Now, the man who was in his corner that he accused of poisoning his water, Mark Breland, he was a skilled boxer. Just ask Vernon Forrest because he that was one of Breland's students. Beautiful style and everything. I'm just simply saying this. It's a ploy. It's a lie. What time is it? It is January 8th, 8:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can mark my words and you can come back and make me eat crow if I'm incorrect. The Zhang Wilder fight will never happen. It's a ploy. It'll never happen. Now you'll sooner get Big Baby versus Wilder, Miller that is, before you get a Zhang fight because they don't view Big Baby as a threat because he is no threat unless you're talking about a buffet, okay? Or unless you're talking about someone who works at a car dealership. But other than that, Big Baby Miller is of no threat unless you're steroids, unless you take him to a buffet or a car dealership, then he becomes threatening. Other than that, he's no the 350 pounds, 6'4", ain't no threat in the ring to nobody. Nobody. Let me tell you something. So that's just it, folks. I mean, for anyone that believes that this man is actually going to get in the ring with Zhang after his performance against Joseph Parker and after being knocked out face first by Tyson Fury, listen, you're a flat out fool, or you just love him, and so you're fooled. You know, that's just it, point blank. Period. There's nothing more to come of that. Nothing. Just you know, yeah, unless you could show me some actual facts that show me where in his history of boxing that that he took on any challenges like this. Who did he fight that had the toughness of this guy, the skill of this guy, the punch of this guy, and the no fucks given attitude of this guy? I can tell you. I'm gonna just quote Keith Sweat. Nobody. You understand me? Mhm. So, we touched on, I mean, seriously. And out to everybody, to those fans of barking against the fight with Joshua and Mr. Francis Ngannou, explain something to you. This is what we called, at least for Joshua. He's not making a comeback. Don't say he's back or whatever because of what happened in the Wallin fight. Don't say that. Don't be fooled by that. That was smoke and mirrors. Unless you could tell me what Wallin did. This is the only era where I know that you get props for losing. Wallim's claim to fame is he he lost to Tyson Fury in a tough fight. Yeah, the fight was stopped, and they stopped it on purpose in favor of Fury. So don't be fooled. Oh, he's back. Back from where? He never went anywhere. She said, oh, he slipped and he lost this, he lost that. He's 34, 35 now. Time is undefeated. You know anybody that beat time? I'm 53. I'm not what I was when I was 43, 33, 23. Am I? No. Time is undefeated. Now, if he's saying his mental capacity, he looks a little different, he certainly does. That you can say that. But to say that he's back from where? Where'd he go? He only has 3 losses, and in each of those losses, he finished on his feet. He was TKO'd in one, but he was on his feet, and he's never been knocked out. So I don't, excuse me. I don't see where people are saying that Joshua's back. But anyway, let me get into this fight with Joshua and Francis Ngannou. It only goes 3 ways. The first one is Joshua knocking Francis out, because Francis is not even an above average striker when it comes to MMA, and he's really not that good with the gloves on either. He really isn't, right? The reason why he was able to walk Fury down is because Fury can't punch. Let's be honest. Yes, he has some knockouts and all that, but he can't punch. As big as he is, he doesn't plant his feet. Go watch his fights. Don't take my word for it. Watch his fights. You'll see for yourself. The man doesn't, 6'8", whatever. He doesn't really plant his feet. He's always moving. So how you gonna plant your feet to punch? Okay. And Fury never got his respect in that ring. He's gonna come to realize that once he gets hit by Joshua, a clean punch, and then again and again, he's not gonna want to wail in like that. Who did he fight in MMA? That was the other big puncher, the fat boy, Derek something. Did they go off on each other and just stand toe to toe like Hagler Hearns? Did they? No, they didn't. That was the most cautious ass fight I've ever seen. And he lost that damn fight. Francis lost that fight. Cautious ass fight, and he lost it. So, excuse me, if he loses against a striker from the MMA like that can punch, what do you think's gonna happen when he fights someone that knows how to use his hands? And they're not doing MMA, they're doing boxing. Say what you want about Joshua. He's not gonna lose to someone with the skill, that has no knowledge of boxing. So it's only gonna work 3 ways. Joshua will either knock Francis out. If he doesn't knock him out, he's gonna beat him up and win over 12 rounds. Or, he'll make a mistake and get clipped, and then we'll see how good his chin really is. Right? Because make no mistake about it, Francis, no skill or not, he can punch. So Joshua's going to be mindful of that. The man's been fighting top level pros for years now. So you telling me he's going to get beat by a man who has no boxing experience? I don't care about his fight with Fury. He has no boxing experience. None. I don't care that he dropped Fury. He has no boxing experience. None. None whatsoever. Okay? So that's the only realization that we could come to. Joshua makes a mistake, he gets clipped, and he goes down, and the fight's over. Because now he's going to take more than one punch. He's not going to one punch knock him out. This just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So knock it off. Right? That being said, I just, and I see there's some other fights. What is going on with the supposedly Ryan versus Haney fight? I don't even know if that's still on or not. But that'll be a good fight for both of those young men, because what's going to happen is this: when it comes to Haney and Ryan and T.O. and all the rest of them, they're not going to do the A side B side nonsense with the PBC. They're just going to be like whatever and keep moving. I think the plan or the MO for Haney's camp, at least listening to Bill Haney talk on Culture Show, is to get a fight. So he was to secure a fight with Tank, but okay, that doesn't happen. Then secure a fight with the next big name that's available. Which Ryan, okay, he has a name, but he's a part-time boxer. Let's not sell him for more than what he is, people. He's not a full-time boxer. He's a part-time um, social media personality, I guess you want to say. A lot of little girls like him, and then he comes over to boxing and tries to get some street cred, or however you want to put it. And so that fight will work out for both of them. You have the one who's a full-time boxer who's building a legacy, and the part-time boxer slash socialite. So Haney will get past Ryan, right? Yay, great. He'll have that on his notch. Then he still won't be able to get the fight with Tank. Okay, fine. So then we'll look at T.O. Okay, cool. I said they fight. He beats T.O. Then, according to his father, he's going to want to become undisputed at 140, right? That's going to take a while. So let's say he becomes undisputed at 140, then he will be the third man in history to become undisputed in two different weight classes. Holyfield being the first. Holyfield did it at cruiserweight and at heavyweight. He was the first. How Haney, if he does follow that MO that his father put out. Uh yeah, Ryan versus Rolly, that ain't gonna happen either. I mean, Ryan would beat him, but he's good. Ryan will probably get clipped in that fight too, because both of those he can punch. Ryan isn't ready for Devin. Ryan isn't. I don't know if he's not ready. I mean, he can fight a bit, but he's not on the same skill level as him. Haney could outbox him. I'm going to agree with you on that, Snoopy. But yeah, I'll definitely agree with you on that. But Rolly has other problems because the guy that was about to knock him out and the referee stopped the fight and saved his life and his title, just knocked somebody out in the first round to get an interim title, which means that he's Rolly's mandatory, and that dude has the look of an Inca warrior. Like he's not stopping for nobody. And I can 100% guarantee you that Rolly and his people do not want to see that brother anytime soon because Rolly cannot beat him. You have to actually be a boxer to beat the man that I saw on Saturday night knock out the young English gentleman. You have to have some kind of boxing skill. Rolly's footwork is all wrong. His punches are wide. Yes, he can punch, but this guy's punches are very precise and he's patient. Rolly's just a wild swinger. Rolly was right that, yeah, he can crack all right. He can more than crack. He can punch like hell. He can punch. Now, I would say that was a disgustingly fast stoppage, but that's Tony Week. I don't know who the ref was for that fight. And then the other fight with Virgil Ortiz, that fight was the worst stoppage I've ever seen. Why did they stop that fight? Why? Nobody got. I mean, you hurt the fans. You hurt the pay-per-view. Honestly, that dude should be put down to the amateurs. He should not be refereeing any more pro fights. If he's that quick on the trigger, put him in the amateurs. He doesn't belong in the pros at all. But yeah, uh, now that guy is a guy that you would avoid. Or Barbados, I believe that's his name, or close. If I'm wrong, I'm close to it. Did you hear the report on why Tony Weeks stopped the fight? No, go ahead and school me on that, Snoopy. I did not hear the report. I did not hear it. Why did he stop the fight? I mean, honestly, I've been watching boxing since I was 15. I'm 53 now, so it's almost 40 years. That fight shouldn't have been stopped at all. At all. So what's the report on why Tony Weeks is a good name. Take out the E, one of those E's and put an A, and he'll be perfect. Tony Weeks. Because that Bama shouldn't be refereeing nothing. Nothing. But yeah, I don't know for any reports. But what's good that guy? What's good that guy? All blessings, man. The fight with Virgil that just happened the fight that just happened Saturday. Yeah. What's the report on it? I don't know. I didn't hear any report. I watched it, but I didn't pay attention to anything that came after. Unless you know something, go ahead and share it because I don't know. I do not know, sir. You know? So yeah. But honestly, that that referee, he has to be in somebody's pocket. Why the hell would you stop a fight like that? Because it hurts. It really hurts if you hire him. Just know that your fans are not going to come back if they see him on the card or as the ref. They're not going to. They're not going to put him. You know, they're not going to want to. He hurts your pay per view. He hurts your bottom line. Tony Minutes, big ups. Won me a little money. Okay, well, hell, that's cool. But hey, everybody else is pissed. That guy. Everybody else was pissed. So I know I don't want to see that joint no more. I don't want to see that no more, man. No more. No, I do not. I don't want to see that joint no more, man. That's just. I don't want to see him anymore. Let's put it like that. I don't have. He shouldn't be refereeing. Once you see him referee, might as well just get up and go to the bathroom because he's just going to stop the fight early. Notice he crazy though. I was pissed also. Yeah, well, you should have been because it was a waste. He didn't give the brother time to chance to recover or show his skill or nothing. He just stopped the damn fight for no reason. For no reason. Why did he do that? Uh, like I said, he's probably in somebody's back pocket. I don't, or he's just dumb because he's what you would call a premature stoppage referee. And yeah, they make medicine for that. He's premature stoppage type referee cat. That's what he does. He just prematurely stop. He stops the fight too early. He said Virgil opponent failed a brain scan multiple times for brain aneurysm. It took a third doctor to pass him. So 20 weeks. How in the hell do you get cleared then, Snoopy? Snoopy, how you get cleared for a fight? Because the minute you fail a brain aneurysm, fight off. How do you then get multiple scan for multiple brain aneurysms and failed them, and then somebody pays the third doctor? They posted it on the social media. Yeah, okay, there, that says it all. If it wasn't from ESPN or some other valid network, then I'm not buying it. Who is the social media that posted that? Shock me because I have a feeling. I know I'm just reporting. I know, brother, but who is the social media? Just shock me with the name of the name of the social media that you got that from. I have a feeling I know who they're with. I got a feeling, baby. Tony Weeks verified social media. Oh, it's from his, and he would know about the brain aneurysm as a referee. First and foremost, no one. I don't believe anyone's going to clear you if you failed a brain aneurysm. Boxing is soft nowadays, and that's dangerous to your life. To your life. So I don't. You know. Not saying you're wrong, right, or anything else, but it's hard for me to believe with all my common sense and intelligence that somebody's so wicked and cruel that they're gonna say, "Oh, he failed the brain aneurysm." He'll just let's take him and get a second opinion. Okay, failed a second opinion. Oh, let's take him and get a third opinion. Nah, man, that's the story that they made up to save this dude's ass. Tony Week. We're not even gonna call him Weeks with an S. Just call him Tony Week. I'm not listening to that because listen to me. Once you fail a brain aneurysm, the damn fight is off. And here's why. He ain't that always been that guy. He's weird now because he's been since. Okay, here's why. Gerald McClellan. Remember that name? Remember what happened to him when he fought Nigel Benn? He had bleeding on the brain. Nobody wants to repeat of that. I talk to his sister from time to time. That's his angel. She's his nurse. She's actually a certified nurse, and she gave up her career to take care of her brother. And she has been doing that since all of that happened back in the day. You know, so I don't I don't believe no no not at all. But listen, this is 2024, man. I think there's some good fights on the horizon. I don't know if this is any good, but we're supposed to be getting Spence Crawford the rematch. I mean, what the his Spence fans are saying, oh, it's going to be different this time. He's not weight drained and da 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 da. Let me explain something to you. I was on somebody else's panel, right? I was on somebody else's panel, and there was a guy who said he was a trainer and he was in Spencer's camp, and he said, "I know what I saw, and I saw it when he was walking to the ring that he wasn't right." So I said to him, "What did you see on TV that his trainer, who was right next to him for months, didn't see?" "Well, I don't know what he missed, but I know what I saw." To this day, I don't know what that man saw because he never said it. Where are all these experts coming from? The doctor that said that Spence had this, that, and the third. Where were you when he was training for the fight? Where were you when he was in the press conference? He said he's in great shape. Yeah, yeah, but that was in the fight though, brother. When Badu Jack, that happened inside of a fight. Yeah, you like the Better Be versus Column fight coming up? Yeah, 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 yeah. Now who is Billy Joe Saunders supposed to be fighting? So, Munguia. Munguia is supposed to be fighting Billy Joe Saunders pretty soon. Let me explain something to you. Billy Joe Saunders, if he's anything like he was before, he beats Munguia. Munguia is not talented. He's the perfect example of a hype job. He is not talented. Billy Saunders, if he has any toughness left in him, he beats him. Breaking news today is that Spence got surgery for was that cataract? Yes, yeah, so did my grandmother. So, I guess the fight is off then. And why did he wait so long to have the surgery? See what I'm saying? That fight ain't gonna happen because listen, there's no money in the rematch. There's no money in the rematch. The only money that Crawford can make at 154 right now is to fight Zoo because Charlo is not gonna fight him. He got his own damn problems. So the only money that's available to Crawford at 154, the only valid fight is Costa Zoo, and I don't know if they're gonna make that fight. Some channels are pushing that narrative as the reason why Spence got beat up. Yeah, okay. Badu Jack couldn't see shit, so don't pass over my comment. I said that happened in a fight. That didn't happen before the fight. You get checked for brain aneurysms before a fight. I saw that fight. Yeah, he got split in the head. Was that? Believe it was from a headbutt, but that was during the fight. It's not like he came into the ring and had stitches in his head. That happened during the fight. Now, if he would have got cleared, he would have got stitches in his head and they cleared him to fight, then we would be having the same conversation about the brain aneurysm. That bloody split crack he had in his head, that was from a headbutt in the fight. I forgot who he was fighting. That was nasty. Yeah, it was nasty. And yes, I remember it. I was screaming to stop the fight. I was screaming at the TV, you should stop the fight. Stop the fight. But, they didn't stop the fight, you know? But Puerto Rican rum, what's up, sir? You with the great questions, man. But look, I dropped the link, so if anybody wants to jump up here and have a conversation, the link is somewhere in the damn chat. You just got to scroll up, but it's there because I can see it. What's up, Puerto Rican Rome? Good to see you there, sir. Yeah. But listen, who's the other brother that's coming up that's out of Florida, y'all? He fights at 154 right now. He's an up and come. I almost had him on the major on my show with Major Key here. What is his name? He's out of Florida, a Latino brother. Good Lord, name starts with a Z, y'all. Help me out. I know I was a person and failed. I know if I was a person that failed multiple brain aneurysms, I'd be worried. I wouldn't have fought. But who's the up and coming 154 pounder that's coming out of Florida right now? You know his name has a Z in his name, a Latino brother. I think he's Puerto Rican actually. He's Latino, very good fighter. I tried to get him on Major Key quite a few times. I had conversations with his manager, but we never booked him. Help me out, y'all. That's who I want to see fight. And then right now, if I was David Morrell's people, I would be trying to secure a fight with Munguia. That's who I would be trying to fight. Because really, Munguia, everybody's so hot on Munguia. He has 8, 9 fights. That doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you anything. But if I'm sorry, Morrell, David Morrell. If I'm David Morrell's people, right? I'm trying to get him that fight with Munguia. That's who he should fight, and then we'll know a little something about him. I mean, at least he'll have a recognizable name on his resume. Because if he's that good, he walks on water like everybody says, then he should beat Munguia, right? And then from Munguia, you get him in there with who's the cat that Plant knocked out? The last guy that Plant knocked out. What's his name, y'all? Help me out. Who? Tell me that brother's name again. The one that Plant knocked out, and he was doing the shovel thing. When Kia stops Ryder, don't be surprised if he's next for Canelo. Yeah, well, I heard that they were in talks. I heard that Canelo was reaching out to him for a fight. Darrell, yeah. See, if I'm David Morrell's people, then I'm looking for a fight with Darrell or Munguia. Those are the two fights that I would try and secure. And the other brother, the Puerto Rican brother from out of New York, was a big puncher at one time. Everybody was hype on him. B, start with a B. Help me out. Berlanga. Those are three fights. Get him in there with Berlanga, Munguia, and Darrell, and that'll give you a gauge of where this fighter with 9 fights is. Yes, Berlanga. Now think about that. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about those 3 fights? David Morrell against Berlanga or Munguia or Darrell. Those are the 3 fights that I would really be looking forward to see right there. Those 3 fights. So, you know, because I'm sick of hearing about David Morrell. I don't like hearing about fighters with 9 fights and everybody says he can walk on water. Nah, nah. Neither did Jesus. It was a parable to make followers into believers. And you could thank Rakim for that. Rakim Allah. Okay? That's not Troy Graham's words, that's Rakim Allah. But anyway, so when you I don't pay no attention to no fighter that's hyped up after 8 or 9 fights. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't pay no attention to a fighter that has 40 plus fights and nobody recognizes one name on his resume. Because at the end of the day, you're doing that fighter injustice because they're not learning anything. They're not learning anything. You gotta understand these dudes. The reason why they're so great, the Sugar Rays, the Hagglers, and everybody else that were coming up, is that they will put in tough. Well, there you go. There you go. That guy, Berlanga versus Munguia. Yeah, that'll tell you where both fighters are, because I think they're both known for punching, right? So there you have it. And what's going on with Daniel Jacobs? Did he retire? Did he retire, y'all? Or is he still around? And I just saw a video with Kid Chocolate. He's about 200 pounds now, man. Yeah, he's definitely out of boxing. He's full. He's just doing real estate full time. He's about. He could wear. I could wear his clothes, and I'm 6 foot 225, so I can wear some of his clothes now because Morrell has a WBA regular. Okay, that confuses the hell out of me nowadays. Regular, super, this, that, and the third. If if Canelo is the undisputed champion at 150 at 168, how the hell is there another WBA champion? Have it make sense to me, y'all. Have it make sense to me, please, because it's not making sense. I just need it to make sense. That's all. Somebody help me out, please. Because listen, I grew up with Simon Brown, right? Grew up as in the ring with him. He had the IBF, and he had the IBF. It wasn't no regular, wasn't no super. He had the IBF. It wasn't another IBF belt out there, and it wasn't no super. It wasn't no midterm champion. No, he had the IBF belt. There was no other IBF belt. He put that thing on my waist at 18, and I said, "This is what the good Lord built me to do, to box." You see the gloves, and you see the shoulders. You can see, yeah, you see it, right? Yeah, it happened. It's because Morrell has okay. He has the tank belt. I call it. Ha ha ha. His name is not Tank anymore, brother. I don't remember what his name is. He's changed to a Muslim now, but I don't know what his name is. So I can't. Yeah. Hopefully they don't have Tank waving in the wind while Haney and T.O. do their thing. Okay, the regular belts are just as bad as the see regular super. I'm getting a brain aneurysm. I don't get it. Lord have mercy. I don't get it. But people, well, That's all. I see. To me, there's too much minutia in boxing, and a lot of times, and there's a lot of minutia. People saying that, well, you can't make an offer to us because we're the A side. That's why you're not getting a fight. Don't say my fighter's name. Since when can't anybody make an offer? That's how fights are made. You negotiate, and then okay, you come with an offer, and then you could negotiate, or you could say, hey, you put the feelers out there, say, hey, my fighter is interested in fighting your fighter. Okay, well, let's have a conversation. Okay, good. And everybody works it out, says, okay, this the particulars. This is realistically where your fighter is. This is realistically where my fighter is. Let's see if we could meet in the middle somewhere and make a fight. It doesn't sound difficult to me. It becomes difficult when people want to be difficult. Fighters just want to fight. Real fighters just want to fight. I'll never forget. I did an interview with Buddy McGirt over there with Major Key, right? So Buddy was like, man, I was training this dude, and I told him, look, we're gonna run at 6 in the morning. And he's like, Buddy, I can't do that. I got something to do at 1. Buddy said, you got something to do at 1 in the morning? He said, no, at 1 p.m. He said, what the does that have to do with you running at 6 in the morning? Well, now I can't get up at 6 and then go and then take care of my business at 1. I'd be tired. Say what to who shot John? Somebody help me out with that logic. Somebody help me out with that logic. Because it's not, because the math ain't mathing up. Okay? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's about 8, 9 hours difference. So how long does it take you to run 3 miles? But if a girl said, look, man, you don't have to do it, but I won't be training your ass no more. Honestly, Jacobs is kind of the worst reflection to not getting a decision I've seen. I thought he beat Ryder, but the guy has been. Did he retire? I mean, I could find out from his trainer. He took a broken eye socket. Yeah, I think he retired. How old is Jacobs? He's in his late 30s, right? And from my understanding, he's pretty well. He managed his money right and everything. So Daniel is cool. He don't have to come back. You know, Daniel's from Brooklyn, baby. He know how to take care of himself. I've always liked Daniel Jacobs, man. I always liked him. Always liked that brother. He came to do business. The only time I didn't see him put the work in a fight was against Canelo. He was just on neutral that fight. I don't know. I don't know why. He put the work in against Triple G because he stunned Triple G in that fight, right? So I don't know why he didn't put the work in with Canelo. Because see, people are under misunderstanding that Triple G is a one punch knockout artist. He's not. He's a bruiser. He has to hit you 3 times really to put you down. He's going to hurt you with the first punch or get your attention. The second punch will damn near hurt you. The third punch will put you to sleep. He's never knocked anybody out one punch ever. Never knocked anyone out with one punch. He hit Canelo with some bombs, and Canelo took him and hit him right back in the second fight. The first fight was a throwaway fight. I'm glad it was a draw. This third fight wasn't worth watching. The second fight was good. The third fight was not necessary, nor was it worth watching at all. You know, but let me switch gears here. Something I want to touch on before I jump off here. I'm gonna stay on for another 7 minutes. This whole transgender business, knock it. It doesn't belong in this. This is the reality of it. You transgender folks, I hope you're listening to me or will listen to me when you listen to the replay of this show. Please just go start your own league. Please. It's not fair that if you're born a man and you say, well, I did the upper and downer and changed my body parts, you're still a man. I don't care if you now have an inverted penis and you call it a vagina, you're still a man. You have man strength. I don't care if you started your life off as John and you now call yourself Jenny, you're still a man. Okay? And the same applies to those ladies who say, well, you started off as Gina and now you're George. You're still a woman. Okay, Johnny, who's now Jennifer, has no business in the ring with a female. And Gina, who's now Gregory, has no business in a ring with a man. Start your own mother finger licking league. It is not fair that y'all doing that. It is just flat out not fair. You punch like a man still. You are a man. Just because you pee sitting down now, because your penis has been inverted into a vagina, does not mean that you are a woman. I don't give a damn who this upsets, offends, or whatever. You could come on here and talk to me. I don't care. It's not fair. It shouldn't be in the sport. Get your own league. Just like when it comes to the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. I don't want my daughter around some boy who wants to be a girl. Get your own Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Just I'm not. I don't have anything against them whatsoever. My uncle was gay. Maybe he rest in peace. He ain't bother me. But he, hey, he didn't force me to do nothing. He told me to be me. That was his big thing. Be you. So what I'm saying to the transgender community is be you and do you and get your own damn league. Get your own basketball league. Get your own boxing league. Your own basketball league. Your own football league. Just get your own. And stop telling people that we have to accept you. I don't have to accept jack shit. I have to. I was born to. I was taught to respect people, and that is what I do. I don't have to accept anything. I'm not accepting a man fighting a woman just because now he says that I'm a woman. Man, knock it off. I'm not accepting that. You stupid. I'm not going to do that. I never will do that. Can't stand that. I cannot. I just. I don't know if you could tell, but I can't stand that. This is not fair. Not fair to anybody. This is a sport. This is a very dangerous sport and all that. We don't need that in the sport. We don't need. We don't need. We don't need it. Men should fight men. Women should fight women. End of frigging discussion. Nothing else needs to be said. Nothing. I can say what you want. Oh, Troy, you're being biased. Troy, you're not fair. I don't care. I don't. I just want everybody to come in there on an even level, have a good fight. That's it. You cannot be on an even level if you're born a man and you're now fighting women. It's not fair. It's not fair to the person across the ring from you. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to, and who pays to see that unless you're a sadist? Some dude who just, I mean, unless you're a dude that likes watching women get beat, who pays to see that? Who? I'm not paying for that. You know, I don't even want to hear about it. I don't know if you could tell. I'm not really liking that. Anywho, it's been, and I got about a minute and a half left before I jump off here. This is called the Drive By series, where just do a little 45-minute show and see what's on everybody's mind. The Bridger weight is the get in. I don't know what you mean by that, there, brother. Break that down for me. But you know, I just, yeah, I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I won't get it, and that's just that. Bridger weight still exists. Does does it still exist? The Bridger weight, does it exist anymore? I don't know if it does or it doesn't, but I guess it does. I don't. I never paid no mind to it. Revis, I think, was their first champion. I don't know if he was the only champion, but I know he was their first champion, right? But listen, we got a few more minutes and all that. Well, no, we don't have a few more minutes. We got a few more seconds before I jump off here and wish everybody a fond adieu. But like I said, this is the Drive By series. And I appreciate everyone that's came out and spent a few minutes with me and listened to me just talk about what I want to talk about in boxing. Let me say this, y'all. Back to the title of the program, the Zhang Wilder ploy. I bet you any amount of money that you want to put up, that fight will never come to be. It will not happen. Mark my words for it. It won't happen. And I could tell you another fight that's going to fall through. Fury versus Usyk will fall through for whatever reason. And if it doesn't fall through, Usyk beats Fury. Here's how I know that. What is Tyson Fury's Achilles heel? Boxers. You remember what Stephen Cunningham did to him? Do you remember what Wallin did to him? Those guys are boxers, right? So what do you think? What do you think Usyk is going to do to him? He's going to wear him out. One thing about him, his cardio is not that great. He's going to get worn out and he's going to get defeated. That's just that. So, I wish y'all the very best, man. This has been the Troy Graham Experience, the drive-by series where I come by for a few minutes and just speak my piece. Trans versus regions or no boxing. You're hilarious. But yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Oh no, this ain't what I want to hear, Rob. I was looking for, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a Rakim song to end this show here. Holy. So y'all just hold up with the brother real quick until I find the Rakim song I want, and I shall be out of here, my good people. So you hear it, you hear it. So bless up. I wish everybody the best and productive. Be productive, be at peace, and just don't let nobody throw you off your piece. Let me say this before I bounce out. I'm getting into this book by the great Sidney Poitier. It's called The Measure of a Man. In that book, there's a quote that says, when you go for a walk with a man, right? There's an unspoken rule. I'm paraphrasing now. Don't quote me. I'm paraphrasing. That says when you go for a walk with a man, there's an unspoken rule. You must either keep up with that man's pace or he must keep up with your pace. Live your life like that. If you set a pace for yourself, let no one pull you back down to their pace. Don't do that because you'll never accomplish your dreams. You'll never live your destiny like that. You'll always be falling back to someone else's pace because there's a lot of dream stealers out here. Walk at your pace and let no one hold you back and never doubt that you can achieve your goals. Bless up and big up yourself. Have a good day, y'all. Find it hard to believe, and it is why they call me the God MC, the lyricist. Trace this staff to the roots, some Genesis. The world wonder, I'm still standing like pyramids. Design so vivid. Every cricket got a story to tell. My mind flow different like a hieroglyphic. Mind prolific. Infinite, like mathematics. The first language, now add that and add graphic. Go ahead, you can let the blocks know it's the gospel. Life's new man, you roll, so watch close. The new Michelangelo and Pablo Picasso. Prepare to show you the cosmos and rock flows. Even my lyrical, metaphysical, with physical is helping get to your spiritual pinnacle. You find your mind too far fetched for it to fathom. I bring the darkness to the light and split the atom. It's like watching a big bang theory emerge. I take titles falling into a billion words. They want a clear view. When the fathers in the darkest corners of the universe to a corner. A barrel and ghetto a barrel. Stay flamed up, Fort Knox display. A modern day King Tut. Rap tight, rap like I've been preserved in time. Spit the holy water, church it to turn it to wine. It's the call. I am the Alpha and Omega. You are not. We were children of the Most High, so we fell from paradise to holy hell. Probably descendants of the Holy Grail. Another part of history they won't reveal. Time to only tell. You waiting for judgment. It came in the form of a dog in the game to create this composition. This blood in my vein, the chemical is identical. We one of the same with 7 letters and all 3 of my government names. Walk on water, nah, neither to Jesus. Is the parable to make followers and readers believers from Egypt to Budapest. Rock hymns to truest left. Understand the scriptures like the minister Lewis have. I told you regardless, you ignore me like most of the prophets. Jesus, Solomon, Abraham, Moses, and Muhammad. I show the scholars who fulfill the broken promise. I speak the truth to predict the future like most of Thomas. Like Revelation.
Jesus, I'm hoping my close to reveal the seven spirits of God when I open the seal, interpret the holy Quran. Please flow to God, translate it to God, and decode the Bible. All the elders in the mosque made some.
Bless up yourself, yeah.